have some few questions of my own, which I will pose first, and then we'll open to the crowd to ask any questions they will
Any
wish.
questions you ask?
Once again, thank you so much for coming, and I have a few questions of my own, and then again we'll open it to the crowd. So I've seen, sir, that the founders when they start the business, they are highly motivated, and they have the fire in their belly to go after and chase the world. And then that fire slowly dies down in the second, the third generation. So how do you keep the motivation of the second and the third generation alive, so that they are as hungry and they chase the world like the founders do? Any of you can answer this.
One is, I want to say, because founder is the main, this one. A business has to grow, business has to go down, the founder is the main. One is, while doing the business, when we started my business, you can say that. When I started that and going that, the skills of as a founder chairman is required differently. When I started my jute mill, I used to see everything from truck to each to this, and improving this business has to grow, generation person has come, my skills has to develop. Based on the skills, I have to improve, the founder has to improve the skills, what is happening, either technology, whatever happening and this, I have to improve the suitable of my position. Earlier as a manager, a chairman, business, so many things, based on that I learn and move in forward. Otherwise, if I am not learn, improve the skills, the industrial process, whatever this one, it is becoming a bottleneck to the whole business. If you learn for the skills, improve that, then will becoming a lifeline. Coming back to the motivation of this, one is we have to make them to freely talk. These people has to freely talk, the children, second generation, third generation have to freely talk. And you make them talk means you would give a comfort. The founder has to give a comfort this, because lot of inhibitions will be there to talk father and son-in-law and this one. In my case, son-in-law, but most of the family with son-in-law won't be there. And we have to allow them to talk and empower them, let them do a little this, give a space, little space them. The people, children, they not only money or anything, they want a little this one, we have to listening them. And we have to little empower them, give a space to them. Let them do. सुबह दे आए गोल, शाम को पूछने से, परसों आने से, then this, give a space, let them to work and little motivate. Suppose sometime the business will do mistake, children will do mistake. Normally what founder बहुत गुस्सा हो जाता है. I also do it, बहुत गुस्सा होता है. क्या ऐसा किया, ऐसा करना. Because my way of working is different, my son way of working is different. A different people, the one goal is there, you have to reach that goal. I will, ऐसा जाता है, other person will go to this one. Approach is different. But I can't expect to go that you go like this, you go that. Give a goal and give a space. Let them go in his own way, because everybody handle that to reach the goal in different way. The goal to understand that every human being, everything is there, is different. We cannot expect the way I want to reach this. We have to give a little space to second generation, third generation. Then only they will be motivated. If they do mistake, then we have to say that this is their place. And a proper review is required to motivator. And right time, the second, third generation improve their development. What I do, at a particular stage I identified, I thought if I teach them, they won't listen. Kiran, Raju, they won't listen to that. Normally, different. I said that you will require a mentor. And each person will have a mentor. Raju has got a Kamar, Srinivas, Kiran has got Anand Mahindra, and Srinivas has got Ratan Tata. I request them, they agreed to mentor. They go there, talk to them, understand that. Besides that, the professional people, Ram Charan, and we made for them, there is easy to understand for individual development plan. Each person, we made it a goal for them, because how you do it as a leadership, professional people to develop their skills, the same way family members also. He has to also improve his skills.
Yes.
Then we made a 360 degrees this one. And
Assessment.
I said you would improve your score. 360 degrees means if PLL get the feedback and this what is this, we don't say weakness, where is improvement. Based on this improvement to understand, based on that you sit with Ram Charan, different people they design that, improve that. We have to focus to improve their skills and also to improve this one. If you give that, it will be motivation to them. Based on the time, what they say in Jackwell says, what is happening externally, what is the technology, and faster than you have to learn in the organization or in the family. If you are not learning to this, because it is very difficult to now. Today, if you say the world, we are living in a volatile world. They say VUCA world, uncertainty, volatile, and complexity. It never happened last 5 years. Morning, it is subah ek rate hai, this one, shaam ko ek this. Fluctuation of dollar and everything, commodities, so much of fluctuation is there. For that, what type of qualities is required? We identified with development this. If you give it, if you start this, development of this one, if they do mistake, you motivate them instead of discourage them and give it space. You want anything this?
I just want to add one small point. I think even before all this started, there was a sense of invitation, there was a sense of inclusion of his children and his son-in-law into the business. So much so that his son-in-law is almost like a son to him. So inviting them, they used to go for long walks. He used to talk to them, share problems with them, and creating a sense of partnership. It starts there and then it builds up.
Right.
This one point is that the founder should never look at their children because they have seen from them from the childhood. They always see as children. They never see them as grown up at all.
Right.
So that creates a friction and challenge. Even the children has grown as an adult. They don't give that space.
Right. Then the other thing is, which we touched upon in the presentation, is sometimes the seniors or the founders, they have a very hard time letting it go. The children have grown up and they are maybe 40 and 50 and still the founder is actually controlling the business. All the decisions has to go through him and things like that. And many times the children get little frustrated. So how do you manage empowering, and how do you allow the children to take positions and take their own decisions, and so how do you bring the next generation in the position of power? Because many times the founder just they keep on persisting in the organization.
Well, see, especially in India, the concept of retirement is alien.
Yes.
We don't retire.
Right.
So, and many a time what happens, the first generation entrepreneurs is very hands-on. So they are into micro detailing and they want to know everything. So letting go is very, very difficult, especially in our culture. But if right from the early period, if they are able to establish the orientation and start figuring it out and respecting the next generation, that they are more capable than me, then they have a possibility to sit back. How much they are able to emotionally detach themselves from what they have created. So controlling their children is one behavior, controlling the business is another behavior. When the son or daughter get married, am I able to let go of them, or I still want to control their life?
Correct.
Similarly in business.
I think one other aspect, generally, it's not just about the founder's style or not letting go. When the business grows and the business ambitions are there, the aspiration is there, and there is growth, sometimes the founder has no alternative.
Right.
But to let go and see his family whom he can trust take up responsibilities. So I think succession, letting go and business growth are linked. If you don't grow the business and the business is small, there is not enough space. So obviously everybody is putting the nose and the fingers and everything into the business.
Right. Thank you. Is there a way to many times we have seen that after the founder's retirement or when he has passed away and he is no longer available, the siblings they fight and there are disputes and finally the business suffers and the family separate. So is there a way to tackle that issue while the founder is not around? How do you take care of this sibling issue?
No, Abdul, you're the expert, then I'll tell mine.
See, basically what happens in the next generation, in the second generation, when the founder is gone, in some families what we have found is one person is still a authority figure. The elder brother is an authority figure. So if the younger brother is ready to listen to him, and if the younger brother, either out of respect for the elder brother or out of the competency he sees in the senior person, then it is a easy situation, they follow and things are established. If the other siblings are not ready to respect the senior person, as the senior person's meritocracy is a question mark, then it starts creating, because it becomes an egalitarian society. They do not want to look at it from an authoritarian society. So they have an issue is that why if I am saying something, why you are not listening? There, the easiest way to mechanize that, put a good governance is if we are able to put a co-leadership model, move away from one leader to multiple leaders model, and giving the voice to everybody. It's not easy. It's said easy when you sit and work. It's very, very difficult. But a structured approach and external intervention helps. If they are able to nip it in the bud, it's possible to act.
Basically, very quickly, that this transition starts very early. It's not an abrupt process.
Right.
So you start, the earlier you start, the more you allow them to work together. For instance, in GMR group, the brothers work together on a project, all three of them work together, and he is watching them work. He comes in when required. So they are already experienced succeeding together. That is very important. And the second thing, the values and the traditions, already once that is imbibed, then the chances of them working together are, then the shareholder agreement provides a framework for them to work. So there are multiple ways, and it has to start early. You cannot expect it to happen by magic.
Correct.
My answer for this, you say that founder is not alive, siblings are fighting. This solution, ours is a different GMR. This one is there, view is there. The siblings little reduce their ego. The most of the problems are human beings' ego. Little ego, sit down. What is the difference between, you note down, what is the difference? What you want, what we want. Let the business, you have to, what is the strengths of both? Suppose 3 people are there or 2 people are siblings fighting. For what purpose? Why? There must be a frank discussion, communication. I am little different to being the external people. Because external people is all the 3 people has to agree that. Because what you are saying is there is no family constitution. There is nothing is there. Earlier, there is, if every structured way is there, easy.
Yeah, correct.
You are saying that there is no structure, nothing.
No, one can actually go through the structure. That's the suggestion, right, from your side, that you better have a structure.
No, you are saying with structure, without structure. This structure is not there. What you are talking, the difference
right
is.
now the structure is not there. But
Right now, then the structure we cannot create.
yes.
Unless siblings or brothers, this one first alignment has to bring. All the people has to alignment would bring. Alignment means differences, small difference, small thing. First is siblings, you have to have a free communication. Thoda ego karke, then together is there, what is the benefit? What made my this rest of this one, what we can do for together. Instead of talking in negative, then we want to combinedly, if we want to do, what we have to do. Note down on this. And easy to communicate this, and easy to have this. Thoda little ego karke, you note down points.
Yes.
Which are the points is to make together to going for next step. Then if you together is, this is a business is there.
Right.
a structured way, and because there is no element, there is no communication at a family constitution is not there. This. Without that, if it's there, then it is better to way, less ego, and make drop down, write
Write down everything.
write down in to make together this. What is the area where we have got differences?
Right.
Note down how to reduce the difference. If you have free communication,
Yes.
frank, but that communication, I believe that where you're sitting, don't discuss. If you are in the business,
Yes.
don't discuss there.
Okay.
Not in the house. Go somewhere. Where somewhere, because the place also they say that where you do the business, never discuss that. You go for somewhere.
Okay.
Then it will come a different atmosphere. Switch off the mobiles. Sit with that and frank. Somewhere you can sit down, either water, somewhere sit down calmly. It will give a clear this
Thoughts.
tremendous alignment will come. We need like that.
One other point is that it all depends on how is the relationship amongst them.
Right.
If they are in a congenial relationship, the things are not bad.
Correct.
Then you can sit down and talk.
So that's why they say start early if there is an issue.
Start early is
Yeah. If already there are simmering issues are there,
Correct.
then people don't want to sit and talk.
Right.
That becomes a challenge.
There is the other thing which I have noticed in many of the Indian families, that the father believes that the business is I have to give it to my son, and maybe predominantly the eldest son. That's how I think Indian families are made up. So there is some amount of, and whether the son is that elder son or the son selected by the father, is he really fit candidate for the business or not, whether he's smart enough to perpetuate the business moving forward. And a lot of the businesses are lost in that. So I have this issue that there is some amount of pitru prem involved, and they said that whether the son is capable or not, the business has to go to him, and maybe you select by seniority that this is the eldest son only who should take this. How do you safeguard this? Because we don't come to the terms to sell the businesses. We may say that let's give it to my son because it's his inheritance. And how do you decide that whether to sell the businesses, to inherit? When do you decide that? There are examples of promoters who have actually sold their businesses and given perhaps generate trust or something like that, and allow the son to have a decent lifestyle, but not really take the business over and destroy the business. So,
Well, few thoughts. One is what happens is that how they look at their children. Business is also one child for them. So they have to, the selection becomes one issue. The second is the ownership. Many of the family members are able to distribute in an equal manner. That doesn't become a big issue. The major issue becomes is that management control. Whether I want to make the first son as a chairman or first son as a CEO versus the second son who is less capable or more capable. So that's where the core issue of the struggle happens in many family businesses. It's largely the organized businesses and educated people are moving towards the meritocracy. World over the meritocracy prevails, but in India it's little comparatively less because we are very traditional society and we do not want to hurt the first child. And predominantly what happens in family, the first child is close to the father and the last child is close to the mother. It is a very common phenomenon. And if you have 3 children, if it so happens the center child happens to be the most capable, father pulls towards the first son, mother pulls towards the last son. And the second son, who is actually the most capable, sits and screams, "Hello, because you don't love me, I am not able to get the inheritance." It's a perpetual challenge.
basically there is no substitute to the founder or the father having a progressive mindset. He can be a bottleneck or a lifeline, as Mr. Rao said. Second, mostly in family businesses, the business is the kamadhenu. So what is good for if that mindset is not there, that what is good for the business is good for the family, once that mindset comes, then meritocracy follows.
correct.
Without that mindset, you cannot do anything. Any structure, nothing can change.
Well, it's the last question from my side, and then we throw it open. I think people, we have taken enough time. But one important thing I've noticed is, the brothers, they actually get along pretty well in most families, since because they come together, they played together for number of years. So there are really not any issues between the brothers to start with. But when there are daughter-in-laws which come into the house and they are all strangers to each other, and I've seen that the issues starts erupting, and which then impinges on the brothers' relationship and the business also itself. So how do you put a structure around that so that that issues don't come through?
I think before structure again comes the mindset. In some families, in-laws are only given a visa. In some families, in-laws are given a green card. And in some families, in-laws become citizens. So depending on your family parampara and tradition, if you give in-laws citizenship, the chances of what all you say going wrong is lesser. If you give them only a visa, then the risk is higher. That's all I can say at this point.
What he says is remove the in-law. Daughter-in-law means you remove the you made it like a daughter. This. The main, I thought that there is a send the daughter-in-laws work together alignment, send it for shopping somewhere, if it's a rich there somewhere, or some spiritual work they can do both. And the
So
both
engage
the
them.
things,
To engage them
and
together.
engage them. And the foundation, spirituality, which they like. Most of the ladies like shopping or something is there. You understand where they which they like each. This one is there.
Right.
Each person. Then make them alignment to this. And mother-in-law and daughter-in-law also they will be there. Again to bring them. This is one course we are doing. Tino jao shopping karo whatever that this. Something we go for temples. Whichever is they liking we move that.
And one thing, Mr. Dixit, you said, and I picked it up on that, is that you mentioned that there is in the West, there is this concept of selling the business to the next generation.
Yeah.
The son has to buy the business from the father and pay him off, and then start that company, work for that company. While in India, we take it as an inheritance that it is granted, it is my right, whatever my father has done, I should have it. So do you see this Western concept getting into India, or do you agree, disagree, do you have any views on that?
No, India is actually, it goes to the other extreme. If father does not give the business to me, I will throw him out. So if you look at the Mughal invaders, we have learned from them. Most of the next generation Mughal emperor actually killed his father.
Right.
Threw him off. So the concept is very, very alien. We don't believe that we have to buy it from our own father. So that is not happening here.
It will not happen
It's
here.
not happening.
Just one point, if I may.
Haji.
I think one point of view is that in India, the family business and the emotional attachment is very high. The business very often defines the family,
Right.
pride, identity.
Right.
And social status and business success are very closely linked in India.
Absolutely.
And therefore it is more difficult for something like that he gave the example in the West, to happen in India. It is part of your social status.
Correct.
It makes it difficult.
Right. Now we can take some questions from the. Ashish bhai, you have a time check? Where are we? I don't have a watch. Okay. 10-15 minutes, whatever questions. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, panelists, and thank you, Mr. Rao. It was very insightful session, and I mean, we all talked about a lot of angles of family business, and today I'm talking from the point of view of young generation. Like you said, what's the succession plan, how to hand over the business to youngsters. But my question to Mr. Rao is that what a founder and a managing, family members expect from the incoming young generation. Like what kind of qualities you expect, because we are many youngsters here and to develop those qualities in us so that it's not inherited to us, as Russell Bhai said, but it's given to us kind of with our merit. So can you show them some lights on that, please?
So perhaps what would be the expectation of the founder or the father from the next generation?
Expectation?
Your expectation, let's say from your sons and daughters or son-in-law, what should be the expectation of the founder or the father from his next generation? What would you expect out of them? What values they should have, or they should go in characteristics or personality development, or we have a lot of expectation from our parents. The parents should have the expectations from the kids also, right? So he's looking for those kind of thoughts.
Your expectation from Raju and Kiran.
Yeah, Raju and Kiran.
No, I always think that what I have to do to make more successful. Always I'm thinking that. I think the expectation from the family members this, because founder is the only to motivate them, and there is everybody will have a capability in this, and they have to invoke their strength in this. Every human being has got a tremendous capability in this one, and they to what the skill they have in that they have to focus and to develop on that. Today we got a tremendous entrepreneurship is there. They have to maybe I can, what I say is the younger generation in proper way they have to pursue the founder. This is the best way to do this. This is the best way to do. And I'm thinking because what my children did it to me, and because always founder will resist because I created what आपका बोल रहा है हमको सब जानते, because I created that ego is there in that. But you I think you pursue what you want to say that point without any afraid or anything, in a systemic way to communicate. Because suppose you're in a particular business, what father is doing wrong is not this, maybe let him not go, or technology or anything, strategy or anything is there. In a proper way scenario, sit and communicate. Not on the dining table. Sit in an atmosphere, communicate, this is the way you have to do, this is the way you have to do, and systematically this. See the position and communicate to him, educate him, don't leave him. Until this, you have to educate him in a proper way this. And because we have a lot of resistance will be there, founder. Anything you say, mostly for me I faced that problem this. But with a lot of resistance of Kiran and Raju, I made it able to create organized structure this. I think what you believe, don't leave that, continuously pursue with a systematically in a softer way, communicate to your fathers and explain to them very this. I think that will be great help to this, because so many things are happening in the world. You have to, these are the things you have to do. This is the best way to go. We are doing diamond business. It's not that only diamond business we do. And okay, we are doing a speculation business. Speculation, everybody, we're doing commodities or trading, different. Now, this is everybody can enter. We will, suppose if you have a strategy in different business, this is the different business, this is happening in the worldwide, what is happening in this, anybody can do it, this business. We can little explain, go for the this systematical way you to explain to them, and without leave that, then that will be better this.
Thank you.
Basically what I heard you say is that the next generation should bring much more knowledge and enthusiasm to the table from the founder, beyond a founder.
But don't tell them dining table, just see the situation, tell the founder mood and tell them continuously for sure.
Yes, I have been taking a ringside seat watching him and his children talk and the whole development process. One learning I have is if he focuses on their strengths more often than on their weakness, then they start to, yeah, we don't know what those qualities are, but whatever those qualities are, you have to celebrate those qualities. Because a father will always try to find faults with his children. Instead of doing that, look at the talents, look at their strengths. That is the only thing that he does which motivates them more.
Next one, anybody?
In fact, I had two questions, but looking to time restraint, I start with the one which is more easier. And this question is to Dias. It can be from one or it can be a joint answer. In a diamond business, and mostly in our community, we have a more family business or a partnership business. Somebody has started a business before 20, 30 or 40 years back. And then their brothers comes in the business, their children comes in the business. And every 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, all partners sit together and how we would like to share our profit. So constitution doesn't remain same and similar forever. It is constantly changing. And as and when these issues are discussed, it is always brings some sorts of खटास क्या बोलता है वो
Some sort of
bitterness.
bitter.
Can he, my son is working too hard, he's more smart, and the other one is just recently came in. Why should he get so much? So there is no definite system for this. What should be the easiest way? Whether the partnership business is right, or we should convert into corporate, and we should give the shares to the person who has the equivalent money to put in the business, and the rest of the staff just simply do the job in the company.
How do you share the profits basically? As and when the new people come in into the business, how do you share the pie?
So, some thought. Your question is some reflection. A lady was doing a penance for 80 years. She became very old, and God appeared in front of her. She said, and God said, you can ask for one boon, only one. And that one boon, she said, I want to see my grandchildren eating the payasam through a golden spoon. I should see him and enjoy this. So this is one question, one boon she asked. In the similar way, your question is loaded question. That means that grand lady is asking. She's a spinster. So she said, I should get married. That means I should become young. Then I must have child. Then I should be rich. That's when the golden spoon comes to the grandchildren. And my eyesight should be so strong. When the grandchild is seeing, I should be able to watch and enjoy happily. So I should be healthy. Now you give me that. A loaded question. Some thoughts. One is, what is the founder of that organization? What is the vision they have? Whether the vision is to have a distributed ownership model or ownership, they are very clear in their head that it is vested with their family or with them, and rest of them are minority partners. Or they are looking at all the other people who are joining, even though you can give any tag of partnership, shares, etc., but they are basically your employees. It's an ESOP model. You are giving them an opportunity where we will also share our wealth with you. It's a mechanism if it can be created in such a way where you have a robust PMS system in place, compensation development metrics in place, in terms of at any given point of time, our people will be rewarded in ABCD manner. Even through the profit sharing, it's all predetermined. And do not do it on every year basis, on an ad hoc basis. A system can be created that if somebody is working for so many years, they will be eligible for so much of profit or so much of equity, and how they have to buy the equity, at what premium, all this can be pre-worked. If that can be established and move away from an ad hoc structure, it becomes very easy to reduce.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I have a slightly different point of view. I'm not going to go into the structures. I will keep going back to the mindset. From my point of view, the family is a socialistic structure. The business is a capitalistic structure. If you combine the two, you will be in a mess. So at the cost of some refinements not being there, this is my point of view, personal point of view, kindly take a egalitarian, socialistic, equalizing position in the family. There could be outliers here or there, but fundamental approach is to create an wealth in the business and socialism in the family. That always keeps the synergy and energy together.
One more challenge, Kumarji, here is the partners may be from outside families.
No, but generally I think Papa is more interested in the partners and their sons coming into Dikshit. That's where the whole issue lies. Anyway, the next question, maybe we have time for 2 at best.
Now, would you consider yourself to be one of the rarest families in this country who are continuing with the kind of family which they have accepted? I am 41 years in the diamond market now. I have seen families together and break up, at the drop of a hat. But I think you are one of the luckiest persons to be still together and growing. So, do you know of any more families who are what you are to compare with your level? I don't think so.
In the worldwide, number of families are there. I just begin. I begin my journey and this. If you see, yesterday I told the Wallenberg, Sweden, is a 5th generation. 5th generation.
I'm talking about India.
In
India also, I'm sure.
India, I think.
The ladies, they make the horse more of the road. I'm very honest.
Yeah, you don't need to answer that. Anybody else? Or we?
Thank you again for this program and for giving us your inspirational story. My question is that what if the founders, their partners, like 3-4 brothers, then the next generation comes in. So everyone wants their sons to have a good profile or promote. So then, and they all are already all over the world. So one partner is in Europe, one's in Asia Pacific. So how do you get them to go through this whole family bonding program?
So as the business expands, everybody is spread all across the world. So how do you bring them together?
Dix is doing some of the big families like that.
Well, some thought. One is I work with few families where the family members are global family members. That means somebody is sitting in US, somebody is sitting in Europe, somebody is in India. So one is getting their time together is the most difficult part. Right? So that's the most important piece. But what works is if you have a family leader whom everybody listens to, they have a power to pull everybody together. If they say, they cannot say no to coming together. So that brings them together. That is one part. The other experience, what I have seen, if the business is in fire, if they don't come together, everybody is covering for themselves. They see if I don't go, it will be a big problem. So everybody comes together. Either a challenge brings people together, or a family member, senior family member, bring everybody together. In a particular family, one of the members kept on resisting for meeting. I have this meeting, that meeting. So we decided, whoever is available, you come. And suddenly what happened, the person who was not coming started feeling, oh, I am left out, let me also go.
Correct.
It changes.
But
Just
then,
one, just one very quick one. If people want to participate today, whatever I have seen of international families, they use a lot of technology. They use blogging, they use website, what do you call it?
Video conferencing.
They use Skype. except if we can manage the time difference, the hearts can come together.
The willingness is the key issue is what we hear.
All right. Sir,
Shall we? Ashish Raj?
sir, one. Thank you very much for the nice sharing.
Okay, that's the last question.
Curious to know that what is this family constitution like? What kind of aspects would it have? And do you think it's so vital that family businesses like us should go back and create one for ourselves? Should we invent our own wheel or take the guidance from a forum like Parampara or so?
So his question is that this family constitution, how do you get around making one? Do you take the example of somebody's constitution and then create on top of that?
This is like a
go
blood
to-
group. You cannot, I mean, in the sense that it's very particular to the family, it's particular to the business, it's particular to your culture, and there is a systematic process by which you can write the constitution. There are 3-4 stages. So all that is available. But the most important thing is, it's not writing the constitution, as I said, that is important. It is the communication that goes into the process that is vital. So each one you have to do your own. You cannot cut, paste, copy.
But sir, you feel is something very vital and worth the effort.
It is an important vehicle. It is an important vehicle that brings people together. It's an important reference document. It's an important policy document. And whatever the family thinks is important gets coded into that.
And is for work oriented or
It covers business, it covers family, it covers all the 3 circles, he said.
do a lot of
The
people
business,
make
ownership and
it,
family.
sir? Do a lot of people make it?
People have started, a lot of people have started this journey, and we are hopeful that more families will do it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Arunbhai, the last question is there. No? Second question is there.
No. Who?
Arunbhai, what is the second question?
GMRG, I think we are truly running out of time. Papa, we'll have a special audience. I think, I'm sure you can manage. All I want to do at this point in time is to invite Rajiv Bhai to give a token of our appreciation to Dikshit ji and Kumar ji from Palanpur Samaj Kendra.
Check.
And I would request Papa to come on the stage and felicitate GMRG, please. And last but not the least, most important, thank yous. I sincerely want to thank GMRG, Kumarji and Dikshitji for coming today all the way from various parts of India and giving their time to us and educating us on this special subject. I thank Jayesh Bhai of Naman Builders for allowing the usage of this and the Sofitel management, Neelan and her team for putting all this together. The sponsors of the today's program are Dia Center, Dimension Diamonds, Firestar International, JK Bansali and Company, Jewelex, K. Girdalal, Kantilal Chotalal, Kanubai B. Shah and Company, Ketan Brothers, Mahendra Brothers, Rosie Blue and Shairu James. And the dinner is served outside. The dinner sponsors are Dimension, Kantilal Chotalal, K. Girdalal, Jewelex, Rosie Blue and Mahendra Brothers. So thank you once again. Please have dinner. Enjoy yourself. Thank you.